Alright, before I start talking, I need to make one thing clear. I love ARMS. I'm so happy to see Nintendo loosening the reins on some of the younger devs and letting more unique ideas turn into games. However, I and many others can't deny the lack of enthusiasm that the Nintendo community at large has for ARMS. Now, a few gaming websites have already talked about this, but I want to know why exactly ARMS didn't take off like another newer Nintendo IP. Splatoon. I can already hear the fans of both ARMS and Splatoon yelling at me for comparing the two, but I think this comparison is apt. Both games are newer IPs from Nintendo that had to build their reputation from the ground up. There was nothing really like them or anything to compare them to, so they really had nothing to work with. That being said, I think it'd be beneficial for us to take a look at how each game was initially revealed, starting with Splatoon. Now, this is how you get me hyped for a game. Give us a little bit of a pre rendered tease at the opening, and then throw us headfirst into the game. Almost immediately, you can see what the game is all about. You shoot ink, cover ground. Simple, quick, and fun. Very effective trailer for a game's initial reveal. Now, let's compare this to ARM's initial reveal. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm still here. It's only been like a minute, but it feels like forever. So far, we haven't seen any gameplay, just Salaryman's bizarre adventure as he fights a Japanese schoolgirl with his stand Springman. There's so much pre-rendered and live-action footage that for a minute there, I almost forgot I was watching a video game trailer, honestly. And when we do finally get to see some decent gameplay footage, it constantly snaps back to Salaryman's bizarre adventure and Japanese schoolgirl to show how the game controls with the two detached Joy-Con. Now, to be fair, ARMS was revealed alongside new Nintendo hardware, so I kinda get the desire to show off the Joy-Con and how it's being used in a new game, but come on. When you reveal a new game, show it. We don't need all this extra live action nonsense. First impressions are always the most important, and this trailer just gave off the vibe that Nintendo was making a super casual waggle fighting game. Of course, we know that isn't what ARMS is, but this trailer really gives off that vibe, especially when you consider what other game at this event had a live action trailer. Yeah, not a good precedent. But whatever, Nintendo had one bad trailer, that's not the end all be all of a game. Plenty of games have bounced back after crappy reveals. Nintendo just needs to show it off some more and get people hyped before it releases. Well, you see, therein lies another problem with ARM's reveal. You see, Splatoon had about a year between its reveal and its release, and that gave Nintendo a lot of time to show it off at conventions, let journalists get their hands on it, and just promote the living crap out of it. ARMS, on the other hand, had 6 months. And with the Switch already launching with such big name titles as Breath of the Wild, promotion for ARMS was kind of pushed to the side. So this bad reveal was only made worse by the fact that Nintendo didn't really have time to promote this game over some of its bigger titles, leading to only one television commercial that I'm personally aware of. And honestly, it's not any better than the reveal at the Switch event. So the overall promotion of the game before its release wasn't great, but the game could still be a decent success. How was the game received by the gaming community, and how well did Nintendo support the game after its release? Well, it's a first-party Nintendo game. Of course it's going to be well received. I kid, but it comes from a genuinely good place. The game was praised for its unique concept and overall polish. Reviews were around the 8 out of 10 range, so the critics were mostly happy. Though common criticisms were that the game felt rather sparse at launch, and that for a fighting game, it didn't have nearly enough controller options, including mapping controls to certain buttons. However, both of these criticisms would eventually be put to rest by something I like to call delicious content, or DLC for short. Let me explain. Throughout the game's life, it received several free updates that expanded the character and ARM roster greatly, added an achievement system, and yeah, even the button mapping feature was added in. So yeah, the game is basically perfect in every way now. Why are we talking about it not doing well? Well, as a Wii U owner, I hate to say this out loud, but I think releasing a major first-party game every month for the first 6 or 7 months of the Switch kinda hurt ARMS. By the time the game was getting new characters and the options were expanded, people were already moving on to newly released games like Splatoon 2. That being said, ARMS does have its niche. There's a dedicated community of ARMS players online, and they host tournaments fairly regularly as well. The game definitely has an audience, but the game just doesn't have that word-of-mouth reputation like so many other Nintendo games. And that's a big reason why many posts on the ARMS subreddit are about whether or not the game is dead. It's truly a shame, too. The game offers so many different kinds of characters, each one with a unique fighting style, and the ARMS themselves give players almost limitless customization. If only there was a way that Switch owners could get a chance to try the game out for free. Wait just a minute. ARMS is actually having another global test punch this weekend at the times posted here. If anyone who owns a Switch would like a chance to see what they've been missing, Nintendo is offering a chance for you to do so, and I think that if we get more of these, ARMS might just get some more publicity. Nintendo clearly cares about ARMS, and it wants it to be a key part of their more esportsy type games, like Splatoon and Smash Brothers. They even added a tournament mode to automatically unlock all arms for the characters to facilitate more serious fights. Each character was designed with a clear identity and purpose behind them, and the upcoming graphic novels by Dark Horse will probably let us in on the world of ARMS and give us more lore to sink our teeth into. Yet, even with all this effort put into the game, Nintendo's marketing mishaps have really left the game without a reputation for it to even uphold. If Nintendo will just give this game a little bit more time in the spotlight with these free weekends and sponsored tournaments, I have zero doubt in my mind that the game could become as popular as Splatoon. Heck, I'd even be down for paying $10 or $15 for a story mode expansion pack to the game, similar to the Octo expansion in Splatoon 2 that's on its way. All in all, ARMS is a great game with huge potential, but Nintendo really needs to push it more. Is it too late for Nintendo to push for ARMS in marketing, or do you think it will meet its true potential in the future? Will you be playing the test punch this weekend? Let me know how you feel about ARMS in the comment section below, and while you're down there, consider liking and subscribing if that's your thing. Special thanks go to Bulby for providing some really good remixes. His channel's down in the description, check him out. And also to Katie and Anthony for really pushing and motivating me to do this video. And to Chucka Conroy, who has always been a constant source of inspiration to me. Also, I'd like to give a shout out to the ARMS Institute Wiki and r/arms for giving me the idea and material to work with. You guys are all fantastic, and we have a pretty nice corner of the internet to ourselves here. And most of all, thank you for watching. Some of you might also have a question burning in your mind that you really want to ask. And the answer is, yes, I will get back to Paper Mario soon. College is finally starting to wind down, so I'm going to have a lot more time to record, and I plan on finishing that series. So there you go. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you again next video.